Good morning, everyone. It's like 6:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready to go for a run, but I figured I would knock this set out just so I can do a follow-up to my little controversy video. I know I said I wasn't going to do any build videos, but this one should be pretty easy and pretty short. This is set 40771. This is a gift with purchase that came with the Lego Deathstar set. You can actually combine it with the set. Something I just learned, the 40 designation just means that this is an exclusive to Lego sets. This isn't, or Legos, so this isn't a set that you can like buy in stores. I don't usually build my gift with purchase sets, just because a lot of them can gain value. But this one, because it specifically connects to the Death Star. Man, weak, I can't forget open a box. Because it can specifically connects with the Death Star, I thought I'll open it. There's a couple other ones. I have the Enterprise set on standby, ready to build it eventually. So I'll probably open the gift of purchase that came with it. It's just a little shuttlecraft, little bitty instruction book, like pretty basic set. A couple of like extra pieces. Get 3 bags. They're supposed to be stickers. Or, oh no, maybe I'm thinking of the shuttlecraft it's supposed to have. There's a decal issue with one of the recent gifts with purchases. I don't know how to flatten out these instructions very well. They get curled up inside of the box. Usually I have to like set something on top of it so it will flatten out. Move all the other bags out of the way. So it looks like this one comes with 2 stormtroopers, one with a dark head and one with a light head. Yep, so we have our 2 bodies, 2 legs. Nope, there's the other head. It's interesting seeing how different people build Lego sets. So some people will actually just open all of the bags and build them all at once, or just dump out all the pieces. I think those people are crazy. Like growing up in the era before we had numbered bags, I greatly appreciate having the numbered bags now. Some people take the time to actually separate all of the pieces. That's cool. I could get that, but there's really not a lot of pieces here, and while sometimes you have to do some searching for, the other gun, I feel like that takes up more time than it's really worth, unless you're getting a set like the Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon set has like hundreds of pieces in each bag set, so it can be worthwhile to separate them. Can't keep it flat. So it looks like we're starting with the little cart. So these, Lego has a tendency to use these pieces because they're smooth. That allows them to be set on a surface so they won't scratch it, but they can also slide. It also slides really easily. We have these little containers I'm just gonna put on here. And it looks like this section is mostly just gonna be containers. Oh, interesting that was sitting on there. I like that these are pre-printed decals. Are kind of mini Lego collectors' bane of their existence. I am one of those. I'm not necessarily a perfectionist, but something I only have a chance to do once, and then like I have no way to go back and undoing it or to fix it, i.e. putting decals on the bricks, gets me really frustrated. One of the issues I have is it's cold in my garage right now, so building out there isn't really conducive. But I also live in a house with 5 women who all have long hair, and hair tends to get everywhere no matter how much you try to vacuum. So I'm like always, it gets stuck between the bricks and I'm having to pull it out. Might have to get a better vacuum. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. Mine was far better than I thought it was going to be. If you didn't read my recent, or if you didn't watch my recent update video, I just came back from a 9-month deployment. As originally, it was only supposed to be 7 months. Actually, originally, I wasn't even supposed to be on the deployment. The ship that I got moved to had a extreme lack of people available in my particular rating, so they needed some leadership help. Let's see if we can get this guy on here. Or here. They needed some leadership help, and I was available from the other ship that's stationed in the same location. See, there's our little cart. And so more or less right before the deployment, the Navy decided to shift me over to the other ship, which was fine because I had just gotten back from a deployment. Well, we went on deployment. We originally were supposed to be gone for 7 months. We ended up being gone for 9. During that time, we had 4 different extensions. And there were points during at least 2 of those extensions we didn't know when we were going to be home. So we didn't know if we were going to be home for Christmas. There's at one point in time that the best estimate that we could get was sometime before or sometime between Christmas and New Year's that we would get home, which for me was going to be really disappointing. We have a job to do. We miss holidays. I missed every birthday, every anniversary this year. But we have a job to do. It's what we get paid for. But it's going to be disappointing for me because I'm retiring soon. Actually, here in like less than 30 days, I'll go on retirement leave. And until now, despite having been in the Navy for 20 years, or approaching 20 years, I had never missed a holiday at home or a Christmas at home. So this would have been the first. My condolences to those that did end up missing Christmas. I know that there's 2 carriers that are currently underway, and they obviously miss Christmas. But again, this is kind of the job that we do. Is what we accept when we take the job. I put the wrong piece on here. So it's really easy to screw this up. See, so you have the black ones, then you have the gray ones, and it can be kind of hard to tell on the instructions. These are the light gray ones, and this is supposed to be the black one. But when you run out of one piece and you realize, oh crap. This is another advantage to the numbered bag sets is you realize that you missed a piece significantly earlier in the build process than you would have previously. I know so you guys who don't know, the 2008 Millennium Falcon set is the one that started my collection, and it was one where There were no numbered bags, so you really just had to dump out all the pieces and build. And of course, that sets 5,000 pieces. So imagine having like a small piece like this, and you're having to dig around in this giant pile of pieces to try to find it. And then you get to the end and you have this, again, pile of pieces just sitting there waiting. Say, oh crap, where are these extra pieces? Like, did I miss somewhere? Now I have to go back through this multi-100-page manual to find out where these extra pieces are supposed to go. Thankfully, nowadays it's pretty easy to tell if something's an extra piece or if you just missed it. There you go. I have a perfect example here in just a second. Get these on. And the cool thing about these instructions, so a lot of people get confused by this little plus brick. It just means it's the brick that's not in the numbered bag. So you have these extra bags. In this case, it's these little whip things, or alternatively, they make great cables, which is what this looks like is going to be. All right, and there's our little TIE fighter hanger. All right, so all of these are, except for maybe this. So here's the perfect example. So this piece could easily be an extra piece, since there's two of them here. The problem is I don't recall using this piece. So now I know that at least one of these is not an extra piece. These are all extra pieces. These are, like, these little tiny pieces are pretty easy to be extra, especially if there's only one of them. The way Lego does it is they weigh the bags, and it has to be pretty fine tolerance for the weight. My guess is it goes back into so see here's a step I missed. So I screwed it up even more. So here's two pieces that I should have used, or at least one piece, that other black one. So this piece is one I should have used. That's what I get for trying to talk and build at the same time. But my guess is this piece that I missed goes inside the box. So see, I was supposed to use two of them. Again, that's what I get for talking and building at the same time. So, you know, even somebody who's been building Lego sets, how long have I been building Lego sets? I'm 41, about to turn 42. So probably, you know, over 30 years. I definitely built Lego sets as a kid. So even somebody who's been doing this for a really long time makes mistakes. I make a fair amount of them. Hey, see, here's the other helmet that I was missing. They ended up underneath the instruction book. Hey, look, now I got both of my stormtroopers. This is something I tell my daughters all the time. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as you learn from them, do better next time. This makes a good weight. Good rule of thumb is to make sure you go through all of the bags. Make sure there's no pieces. I don't know if you noticed during bag one, I actually noticed that there was a piece still stuck in the bag. Build our little TIE fighter pilot. Oh, nope. Stay in there. Okay, there we go. yeah, so I tell my daughters all the time that it's okay to make mistakes as soon as you learn from them. My middle daughter came back with a grade in her math class that she wasn't happy with, which is understandable. She's actually in a slightly advanced class. Where's the other piece? That's a mixture of 4th graders and 5th graders. And she wasn't happy about what she came back with. And I looked at it, and there's one minor mistake that she made. And in the nuclear community, we usually refer to it as an error carried forward. It's like you make this mistake, and then because you made the mistake, it just keeps going. I told her it's okay. She made the mistake. Learn from it. Like, figure out what you did wrong, and then next time, hopefully you don't make the same mistake again. That's really what matters. I'm trying to make this video somewhat entertaining. I know my personality is not the most conducive, especially at not even 7 in the morning on a Saturday. I'm actually up. This is actually about the time I normally get up because I usually go for a run. And aside from doing this, I think I'm almost procrastinating because my treadmill is in the garage and it's currently like 45 degrees in there right now. And unfortunately, running outside is not as conducive. I am a southern boy. I grew up in Georgia, so 30 degrees and snowing or raining outside is not a preferred condition for me. But this is also the convenient time for me to film. Did I flip back a page? Is that my issue? Looks like that's my issue. Stay flat. Yeah. This is also a convenient time for me to film because everybody is still sleeping, so I don't have my daughters interrupting. What am I doing here? I actually was building a second one. Okay, yeah, I got lost in the sauce somewhere. And there's a piece I can't find, which is the reason I was confused. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, so everybody's sleeping, which is the reason I'm not talking all that loudly. I need to get a new microphone. Obviously, I'm just now restarting up the page since I have been deployed constantly, so obviously recording and posting regularly wasn't really a thing. Yeah, so I need to get a new microphone, that way I don't have to talk very loud. It's also, again, really cold in my garage, which is where I would normally film. So again, me procrastinating. Alright, so it's looking like this bag is going to be all of the interior of the TIE Fighter. Which means bag 3, if I ever get there with these stupid instructions, which means bag 3 is likely going to be the actual wings of the TIE Fighter. I've had people ask me, like, how fast do I build? It's somewhere between 400 and 500 pieces an hour if I really want to go, which is kind of what I'm doing now because I don't want to make this video stupid long. I was trying to keep it kind of short. It's about 400, 500 pieces an hour. Not that I'm racing. I don't typically have a reason to build as quickly as possible, but also enjoy seeing all of the little Easter eggs that Lego likes to include, which I'll do with some of the review videos I'm going to do in the near future. because they like to include a lot of little Easter eggs. See if I can get this on here. So there's the front of our TIE fighter. I'm gonna do the back now. And the other question I get asked lots is why? Like, why? When there's so many other things that I could do, why do I enjoy building Lego sets? And one's because I can get my daughters included in it. It's a pretty easy activity to share with others. Usually sitting, one of the reasons I don't mind sitting in here is because my daughters can sit on the floor with me and build their own sets. The other thing is like, this is how I turn my brain off. Like, the job that I do is very mentally intensive, can be extremely mentally intensive at times. And this is how I'm able to kind of escape that, aside from going to the gym. Going to the gym is the other one. And I've said that to people before, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like, it requires a lot of thought. Not really. All I'm doing is following the instructions. I'm not having to figure out problems. I just follow the instructions. If I have an issue with the set and I get stuck, or I realize there's an extra piece, or this thing's not connecting like it's supposed to, I just go back through the instructions and go, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. Again, we're back to our little pile of extra pieces. Last bag. Another thing I like about Lego is they're moving to paper bags. One, it reduces the amount of single-use plastic, which, yeah, it's Lego. They're all made out of plastic. They've actually changed a lot of their formula to make it more sustainable. But like this is single-use. Like, you can't use this for anything else. So moving to paper bags helps with that. The other thing is it helps with fraud. There's been a lot of issues the last few years, and I saw some posts on it in some of the Lego Facebook groups yesterday, of people, particularly with Target, will buy a set, go home, steam open the bags, steam open the box, and then steal all of the pieces, particularly the minifigures, and then return the set. So when legitimate people go to buy a set, it will be missing minifigures, it'll be missing pieces, it'll have like, I saw a post yesterday, someone had, they put an entire Chinese knockoff set into one, which is obviously very disappointing when you go to open it. Yeah, so the paper bags kind of help with that, because you can't just use like a heat gun or a steam gun to open it. You actually have to rip the bags open. Lego's been trying to do a lot of stuff like that recently. So kind of a twofer. You get two advantages out of it. So in the future, when I do eventually get back to doing build videos, it'll be more sped up, time-lapsed. This one's a pretty small set, and I was using this as kind of a test case. Say, hey, can I make these videos somewhat entertaining? That's one of the reasons I'm trying to talk the whole time, because otherwise it's just you watching me build and hearing the little snap, 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 snap of the pieces. And maybe I can teach people some stuff. I am one of those type people that, see, I made the same mistake again. So I was trying to find the other two light gray pieces. Obviously these two are light gray, but it's actually supposed to be these black ones. So I have to go back and make mistakes. Or make my fixes. Yeah, I'm one of those type people that knows a lot about a lot of different things. Obviously, I know a lot about nuclear power because that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years. I have a degree in economics, so I can talk about that. I enjoy discussing like different political topics, not in a "oh my God, you're a horrible person" type way, but just in general. So if anybody has some topics they'd like to hear me discuss while watching me build, I will happily entertain that. Whatever I can make these do to make these videos a little bit more entertaining. I asked friends and family recently to help with getting, with like posting and sharing the videos to try to drive up viewership, because obviously the page was not super successful the first time I tried, but I'm not necessarily trying to get rich, not even really trying to make money, really just want the viewership to be enough to make it worthwhile, because these videos do take time and effort. If I do a lot of editing, I've sat down a lot of the previous videos that I have that I would edit hours of footage down to like 15-20 minutes and add songs or audio background, try to add effects, and then get a couple of dozen views. Again, not trying to get rich, not even really trying to make money. If I can get to the point where Lego sends me free sets, or even just I'll pay for them, just send me sets early, I'll be okay with that. Like I said, I just really want it to be worth the effort. Yeah, I am excited about once we move again, getting my whole collection set up, having discussions with my wife on what that's going to look like. Thankfully, my wife is a saint and a superhero. She ran the household for 9 months. Really, my wife ran the household for 2.5 years, because even before I went on deployment, I was in Japan while she and my daughters were in Charleston, South Carolina. So she was still basically running the household. So my wife is a saint and a superhero. I'm glad that I'm home so I can alleviate that burden from her. Kind of hoping that once we move, she can go back to work, just because the schools here are not very conducive to a parent working, just because the school schedule is so funky. And I know she wants to work. She's not working because I'm like, oh my God, don't work. I want her to work. Like, obviously, having extra income is always nice. But it also gets her out of the house, and I know she's frustrated. So hopefully by then my daughters will be a little bit older, so they can take care of themselves a little bit more. Hopefully she can go back to work. Oh, of course I put this on backwards. Why would I do that? Yeah. This is why why trying to hold two things in your hand is not great. All right, so there's our TIE Fighter wings. So we just make sure we put them on right. Plug these in. Oh, these come off really easily. This isn't actually big enough. Is it big enough to put the TIE Fighter pilot in? No, it is not. I gotta figure out how does this fit in here. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna move this so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so you got the little hanger here. There's a little brick right up here that has holes in it. The TIE Fighter just fits into. And you just set the TIE Fighter there. add 2 more Stormtrooper, or my Stormtrooper, add my little cart, add my TIE Pilot, and there we go. Kind of rotate this a little bit so you can see. You see it fills out the hanger there a little bit more. All right, well, let me know what you guys think about this video, whether I should continue doing this, give it up. I will take all the honest feedback. If you liked it, please, like, share, subscribe, the whole typical YouTube thing, so that I can get a little bit more traffic and get more feedback so I continue making better videos. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.